Hello and welcome to another series. And in today's series, we're going to talk about rotational savings. Now, rotational savings is more common than most people think. It is called Rikilimba in Central Africa. It is called Kameti in Pakistan. It's called Susu in West Africa and the Caribbeans, Stovell in South Africa. It's very common across multiple continents and a lot of people know about it. Now, in this video, I'll be telling you how you could use rotational savings to your advantage, whether personal use or business use. And in order to do that, I'll be going to give you a hypothetical example. And let's just get started to it. Let's just jump right into it and show you how it works. So this is Max, okay? Max owns a delivery company, and his delivery company lately has been doing very, very well. And then Max has decided that he needs, okay, to buy another van to support his delivery business. But he needs $10,000 to do that. So he needs 10,000, $10,000. Okay? So what options does Max have? One of the options, the traditional options that everyone is familiar with, is to go to the bank and borrow money and get the $10,000. But we all know that for him to get that $10,000 from the bank will need to charge him some interest. Okay? Because the bank wants to, that's how the bank makes its money, through interest, right? But how could Max use rotational savings to his advantage without having to pay any interest? Now, supposingly now Max has four hypothetical friends: Ben, Alice, Tom, and Zoe. And let's say all of his friends, each of them can afford to save $2,000 every month. So if you take Max's money that he's able to save up every month plus the 2,000 that each of his friends is able to save up, you put them together, you have $10,000. And that's the amount that Max needs. So Max could reach his four friends, Ben, Alice, Tom, and Zoe, and they could form what we call a rotational savings. So how will it work? Okay, so Ben has approached his four friends. They have agreed to form the rotational savings, and so the way it would work is that it would run for 5 months. Okay, in the first month, Alice, Ben, Tom, and Zoe, they'll each put in, as you could see, $2,000 to a total of eight $8,000, right? And this $8,000 would go to Max. Max is right here. Sorry, excuse my drawing skills. They're very terrible. I'm using a mouse here and I'm having quite a hard time. Um, but anyways, so in the first month of January, Alice, Ben, Zoe, and Tom, they each pay $2,000, and that $2,000, right, is given to Max. Now, Max has $8,000 plus his $2,000 that he could save, a total of $10,000. Max has reached his objective. He has got $10,000 without paying any interest. Okay, now the next month in February, now, right, Max ends up paying out the $2,000. But remember now, Max has bought a van, right? He has bought a van. That additional van now has been running for at least a month. That additional van now has generated some sort of income for Max. Now that van now has started to add up to the money that he's able to save up because it's creating additional income, right? So he puts in $2,000 anyways, and then his $2,000, then Ben, Zoe, and Tom, they also put in $2,000, and that money is given to Alice. Now Alice gains $8,000. Then in March, the same thing happens again. Okay, everybody else except Ben puts in $2,000, and that money is given to Ben. You can see Ben here put in zero. And then the next month, the month of April, everybody else puts in $2,000 except for Zoe. Then Zoe gets the money. And in the fifth month, the last month of May, Everybody puts in $10,000 except for Tom, and then Tom receives his $8,000 at the end of the month. Now we could see that everybody gets to receive $8,000, right? Everybody does, right? Everybody does get receive every $1,000. But when we start doing some analysis here, when you start looking at this table that we have, and when you start analyzing it and really trying to see what's going on, we see that the person who benefits the most in this table, in sense, is Max, at least up front, because he's able to use that money for 5 months and do a lot of things with it. Now, the person who benefits the least, or at least the person who is somewhat saving his money here, is Tom. Okay, Tom gets the last amount, so he's the one that gets paid last, so he has to wait the longest. Okay, and 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 there's some sort of delay for him, but everybody gets paid. Now, we could make this more interesting. Okay, in a situation where business parties are involved, we could add some interest to it. Okay, and when we start adding interest, things get really, really interesting. Okay, let's say in this table, I am, this is just an example. You could do as you please. In this example, the rule of thumb is the person that has gotten paid pays interest. So to exemplify that, in the first month of January, no one gets paid. No one pays interest. As you can see, it's no one pays interest here. Okay, everybody just Max pays $0 as we saw in the previous example. Alice pays 2,000, Ben paid 2,000, Zoe paid 2,000, Tom paid 2,000. A total of $8,000 is paid out into the account, and Max receives it, and nobody pays interest. Is $0. While in the month of February now, right? Max pays $2,050. The $50 interest. Okay, then that interest is distributed to Alice, Ben, Zoe, and Tom. So we take that $50 and we divide it by 50. Now each person gets $12.50. So a total of $50 in interest was paid out. And in the month of March, and then the person who receives the 8,000 in the month of February is Alice. In the month of March, again, Max pay $2,000.50, and then Alice pays $2,000.50 too. So now the beneficiary again are the people that have haven't have not received payments yet. So they each received $33.33. So a total of $100 was paid out in interest, as we can see here, and that $100 being divided to three parties: Ben, Zoe, and Tom. And then finally, in the month of April, uh, we see again that three people pay interest to a total of $150. And this $150 is divided to two parties, Zoe and Tom. Each gets $75. And at the end of the month, as we could see, the person who pays the most interest here is Max. He pays $200 in interest. And the person who pays the least interest is Tom at $0. Because the rule of the thumb is that the person who has received payment or has been paid pays interest, or the person who gets paid the first. The earlier you get paid, the more interest you pay. And the person who was paid last pays the least interest. This is just an example. You could create your own way of doing it. Maybe you could make everybody pay interest. I don't know how you would do it, but this is just an example to illustrate how this would work. That should bring to the conclusion of this video. If you have any question or you want to ask anything, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you. Please check out our website at algofam.com. And in my next video, I'll be showing you how you could use AlgoFam shared funds to create a rotational savings account with your peers. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.